Hello there, how are you doing today? It's a good day to be here on Bounce. And with me in the house is someone who has been causing a lot of commotion online. The one and only amazing Chocolate City artist and producer, Ckay.
They call me Ckay, Chocolate City. In case you turn up if your market sell.
I did my research. I found out that you were a straight A student in secondary school. Of all professions, I'm very sure a lot of people would have thought you'd be someone that would follow academics.
Yeah, I mean, I consider myself a very brilliant person, academically speaking and otherwise. I could do anything else I wanted to do, but I chose to do music because it's what I love and it's what I feel is the thing that I will use to make the impact I want to make in the world and leave the legacy I want to leave. I mean, I could be a doctor, I could be an engineer, I could be anything. Like, I could be a visual artist because I was very good at fine arts. I could do practically anything I wanted to do, but like I chose to do music because it's what I love and it's what gives me joy and it's what I have passion for. So
I am not a pastor, but the ministry is moving me.
One of the other details I found out and discovered about you was that you ran away at 18.
Yeah.
Why?
Actually, was it 18 or 19? Okay, yeah, 18. Yeah. I mean, as you can tell from what you said, no parent who has a child who got straight A's will be so excited when the child says, I want to do music. They'll be like, what's going on? So my parents used to always say something like, oh, music is for people that smoke in their hemp. Music is for rascals. So my parents never really liked the idea and everything. And I mean, it's a very long story, but let's say when I graduated from secondary school, I was supposed to go to the States for my university, and I don't want to go into too much details, but things didn't really work out as planned based on some unforeseen circumstances, which I cannot go into right now. But while I was waiting for things to happen the way they were supposed to happen, I mean, I got like really involved in my music career. Like, I started doing shows in Kaduna. I started doing stuff because prior to graduating from secondary school, my parents never really let me go out of the house, so I could never really hang out. I could never really have parties and stuff. So I was always indoors, learning how to produce, learning how to play the guitar, learning how to play the piano, and working on my skills. So at that point, it gave me like a freedom to go out and start doing stuff. So that was when I started working in my first studio. That was my first job ever in my life, and I started getting some small money that time. So I mean, at some point I had the conversation with my parents that this is what I wanted to do, and that I would still do my school, and everything as planned. But I mean, they were not having it, and it's a very long story. But let's just say at some point I decided to take a step, even though it was disobedience. But I mean, I knew that they would understand my point of view later on. So I took that step. I saved some money that I was working at that time. So I saved up the money I had and I moved to Lagos. Yeah, so I ran away. Yeah, I ran away.
Okay.
Yeah, so I got a place. I stayed with a friend for a while before I got my place. Then, like that. Fast forward to who the fuck is Ckay.
God damn it! It's Chocolate City. God damn it!
So how do you get signed up with Chocolate City?
Very long story. Like Emma said in the interview, what happened was a friend of mine took me to Chocolate City. This was in 2014, and I met Ckay, who was the A&R for music at that time, and I played all my music for him. And I mean, he was impressed. I heard he was a very difficult person to impress, so he was impressed with my music at that time. And but however, I mean, he didn't sign me immediately. Like, there's some people that they play music and immediately they sign you based on the circumstances. But another reason why I wasn't signed at that time was because there were 13 artists in Chocolate City at that time, and Chocolate City just changed its leadership, from Aldo to MI. So there was a lot of factors at that point. So I had to start out as a producer first, and I was there, right place, right time. I was there working, writing music, producing, and my opportunity came in 2016 when I got signed as an artist. So I mean, that's pretty much the story.
Wow. So taking it back on rephrasing this question, a lot of people out there believe Chocolate City is not exactly what it once was. Chocolate City then used to be the brand for record label and everything. As an insider, as someone who works with them, how would you respond to this?
I mean, you're right. Chocolate City is not the same as it once was. I mean, most of the artists who were in Chocolate City at the time are not there anymore. However, Chocolate City right now is a brand new Chocolate City. I mean, even staff-wise, most of the staff in Chocolate City are not the staff there right now. Like 90% or 95% of the staff that started Chocolate City are not there now. Every company undergoes evolution. Every company undergoes change. But however, I feel Chocolate City is fast rising, and the things we've accomplished in the past 2 years, because I'd say Chocolate City practically was reborn 2 years ago, because Chocolate City had to start from scratch. And I personally feel Emma has done a great job, a very great job, to be honest. Like, nobody really understands certain things. Like what Emma said in the interview, like Chocolate City was founded on the personal income of two individuals, Aldo and Paul, and they made this thing happen from nothing. I mean, like Emma said again, like there are lots of people who make money from, funny places to fund labels and stuff. So for Chocolate City to be where it is today from that, I think it's something that's worth respecting. And Chocolate City has produced a number of artists, new artists. Chocolate City has broken a couple of new artists into the industry since it was reborn. Ckay, Dice, and Ckay.
Okay.
And so like what I'm just saying is Chocolate City is doing pretty well as far as record labels go, and it's still the most structured label in Africa. It's still the largest label in Africa, no matter what anybody says. And Chocolate City is it hasn't even started scratching the surface of what we're about to do. Trust me, like we have stuff coming for you guys. Like, just keep watching and stay tuned and grab popcorn and watch this.
Great. So would you say you've achieved the heights you plan to achieve in music? And if not,
at all,
why haven't you?
I mean, like, unless I've won like 20 Grammys, I don't think I've achieved the heights. Even if I've won 20 Grammys, it's still not, like, there's never a ceiling to success. I mean, like, for someone who's ambitious, you have to always dream bigger. So for me, I mean, I actually just started my artist career, like, officially, like 8-9 months
being an artist.
I've always been an artist, actually. Like, coming to Lagos, I couldn't come and start singing from the get-go. I mean, singing for an upcoming artist or being an artist for an upcoming artist doesn't make you money. Like, so I had to pay my bills. I moved to Lagos, I was taking care of myself, I was feeding myself. So I had to focus on my production for a while, because that was what was giving me the money I needed to take care of myself while in Lagos. And using that, I mean, while I established myself in that, I could now branch out into what I really wanted to do, which was my artistry. I've been singing since I was like 4 years old. I actually started singing before I started producing. I started producing at the age of 12. And I started producing to produce myself, because where I grew up in Kaduna, there were no producers. I just met one guy, a childhood friend, who somehow had learned production, and I didn't even know it was possible to produce a full song with nothing but a computer. And when I met him, I told him, yo, you have to teach me how to do this. So he taught me, and that's how I started producing. And I started producing for myself. And, time went on, I improved and everything. And so the point is, I've always been an artist. So it's not like I just woke up and said, I think me too, I can sing. As Ckay is singing, as that's singing, me too. It's not like that. Like, trust me. Because many people actually think it's like that. And I'm like, yo, it's actually not like that. Like, are you joking? You feel me? So, I mean, just to clarify that.
I see. So far so good. What has been your biggest challenge as an artist, as a producer, as an entertainment personality? What are the things that really, giving you the most challenge?
Well, I'd say for starters, everybody, when I dropped my first single, almost everybody was saying, why is he singing? Why is Ckay singing? Like, so that mindset of, he's a producer, why is he now singing, was kind of a problem, because I mean, people obviously came to that conclusion because of lack of information. I mean, but I'd say in time I overcame that stereotype and everything. And also, prior to releasing my first single, Ckay, I released a couple of covers, which I called the Photocopy Music Series, which were like very great, by the way. I don't think many people got the chance to hear that, but it did very good numbers for my core fan base. And I mean, I just feel maybe majority of the people in Lagos or Nigeria did not get to hear it because it was not promoted. We just dropped it online and we pushed it online, strictly online. I did Peel in Ibiza, I did a cover to that. I called it Hadiza, which is a very great song. I completely remade the beats, I completely rewrote the song in a Niger way. So, I mean, you guys should definitely check that out. It's on my SoundCloud. And yeah, I mean, I said that was a challenge. And also another challenge, as every other artist experiences, is when you're a new artist, you always have a lot to prove. And people, you know, especially when the industry is so saturated and like clogged with so many people. So, I mean, every artist has to go through a phase of shining through, you know. So I'd say I've also experienced that difficulty too. So, I mean, yeah.
Talking about difficulty.
Now,
okay, I'm just no mind. I'm just gonna take it easy on you. What was on your mind when you watched that podcast where someone asked who the is Ckay? Like, you've been obviously putting in a lot of work for a very long time, you know, trying to prove yourself, trying to make a mark. And this same person obviously tweeted about you at the beginning of the year, talking about you being the next, you know, next generation. 2015, 16.
Yeah, and it's someone I know personally. Like, we know each other personally. We've met a couple times.
So how did it hit you?
I mean, I was taken aback. I was like, oh wow, you didn't have to say that. You know, I was surprised, and at first I felt very disrespected. But I mean, moving forward in the interview, I mean, big ups to MI. He stood up for me and he defended me, which is great. Like, MI is someone I really look up to as a daddy, you know what I mean? So, you know, big ups to him for that. And big ups to MI for also believing. MI is the person who made the decision to sign me to Chocolate City and is the person who saw my talent and believed in it. So, big respect to him. But apart from that, I mean, like, at the end of the day, I just thought about it and I decided to be optimistic and see the positive side of things. I mean, whatever it was that happened, whether it was a slip of tongue or it was I don't know what it was, but like at the end of the day, I'd say by the grace of God, I used it to my advantage. I mean, like, for those few people who did not know who Ckay was, I mean, I don't know, maybe they were sleeping on the rock, maybe they don't listen to radio, maybe they don't watch TV. I don't know. I mean,
is it a shade?
No, it's not. I mean, it is. There are people who don't watch TV. No, for real. Like, for real. There are people who don't listen to radio. Like, for real. There are people who don't go to the clubs. Like, I know many people who don't go to the clubs. So, I mean, there's nothing. I mean, never mind. But anyways, point is, I mean, for those people who did not know Ckay, most of them know Ckay now. And I used the opportunity to drop a project. The project was titled Who the F is Ckay. And that project contains 6 songs. And these were songs that I was actually planning to release after my last single, Goddamn It. And funny enough, in the label, we're thinking of the best way to release this music, you know. Definitely most of the music are what you'd call good music. You know, in Nigeria, we like to separate good music from commercial music. Yes. So some of the music I had on there were songs that I probably wouldn't have been able to release as singles because the audience would be, I'd say, limited in a way, like based on the Nigerian demographic. There are certain people that you can't speak too much English for on a song and they'll understand you get me? So I'd say I'm happy to have released that because I feel maybe music like that is what the so-called critics were looking for, or I don't know what it is, but I'd say with the project I was able to satisfy a wide range of audiences because there are different kinds of sounds on there. So if you're a person who likes intelligent music, there's a song for you. If you're a person who just likes music that is not way over the head, like music that just turn up, is there for you. If you want music that's romantic, is there for you. If you want mushy music, is there for you. So whatever you want is there for you. So I'd say I'm happy to have released that music, and it's going to be on all stores very soon, by the way, apart from SoundCloud. And we did 10,000 plays in 24 hours.
Why not SoundCloud?
It's going to be on it's already on SoundCloud.
Okay.
It did 10,000 plays in 24 hours.
Wow, that's a lot.
Collectively, yeah. Like I dropped it 12 p.m. yesterday, midday, and by today, 12 p.m. it did 10,000. So, I mean, that's just the first 24 hours. So
that's good feedback.
Very good feedback. And everybody loves it. Like, I'm seeing tweets daily of people telling me how they love the music. And even my last 2 singles, many people love it. Like, I was on tour with Dotman and we went around universities in the West, which is not even Igbo land. Like, Ckay, for instance, is a like a high life song. It's not even Yoruba land. loves it too. Like, I mean, so, I mean, a lot of people have heard the music, a lot of people know the music. So, I mean, I'd say this new set of music was just, I mean, I don't know. I used the opportunity to just reply in quotes or, you know, whatever. And I mean, it came out, it happened to be epic. So,
Nice.
Yeah,
Great,
so-
great. So finally, before I let you go, I'd just like to can you just talk to us about your creative process? What do you do? What inspires you? Do you
What is the meaning of?
Oh, you do.
I don't know the meaning of
Do do you take some extra medical encouragement? or-
medical, like Panadol. You mean Panadol or Piriton or
What's
Septrin?
what's your creative process like?
Okay, my creative process. First of all, I make music based on my personal experiences. Like, for instance, the song "I'm Single" on the EP, which goes like, "Yesterday my girlfriend leave me. This morning I see her miss call. I no call her back. In fact, I off my phone. I just born the girl. Yeah. So that song is actually from a personal experience. Like,
Oh.
I had a breakup with an ex of mine, and I mean, listen to the song. But point is, every song I make is from a personal experience. So sometimes I make the beat first, then I vibe on it. I always do a freestyle on the beat first, then I come up with I listen to the freestyle, then pick the idea and the melodies I want. Sometimes I have the idea of the song even before I go to my computer to play one note, you know? And, you know, whichever way it starts off, I just take it from there and I build on my ideas and the song becomes what it is. Sometimes if I feel the production needs some extra touches, I can give it to another producer to touch it. Sometimes I also collect beats from other producers as well. I mean, I believe in creativity. Nobody knows everything. No man is an island. And, I mean, there's this guy specifically, Tempo, his name is Tempo. He produced Ckay and he produced 2 songs of the EP. He's a very talented guy, fast rising. You all should watch out for him. He co-produced the project, you know, so, you know, you should definitely watch out for him.
Okay.
So,
Final question before I let you go. How prepared are you for future? Who the fuck is Ckay? You know, how are you preparing for questions like that? Because obviously you're gonna have a lot of criticism here and there. You're gonna have a lot of people talking about stuff like that. How prepared are you for stuff like that in the future? Considering what just happened.
I mean, like, at the end of the day, like, the success will speak for itself. I mean, I believe I'm someone that God has blessed, and I believe that in a very short period of time, those who don't know will know, and those who know will know. You know what I mean? And I mean, like, it is what it is. Everybody will have critics. Jesus had critics. I mean, Jesus was a great guy. Like, Jesus came and was healing people that...
Even Jollof Rice has critics.
You get me, bro. Like, Jesus Christ came and was healing paralyzed people, blind people. Great guy, right? But guess what? He had critics. He had people who told him, why will you heal somebody on the Sabbath day? Pardon me for getting religious or whatever. But people asked him, why did you heal somebody on the Sabbath day? Somebody who was paralyzed for 20 years. And your problem is that he healed the person on the Sabbath day. You know what I mean? So, like, I mean, everybody has critics. Michael Jackson had critics. No great person did not have critics. The person who I'd say is at the forefront of African music right now, Wizkid, had critics from day one till now. There are people who will hear a song and be like, what is this? But it doesn't mean he's not like one of the greatest artists to come out of Africa. I mean, fella had critics. MI, I believe is one of the greatest Nigerian musicians of... In fact, like, trust me, like, MI is the greatest. Let's even leave it there. Like, yo, MI makes legendary music. MI has critics, as we can see. I mean, so... who am I not to have critics, bro? So, I mean, I'm just doing my thing. The people who love me, who buy my music, who support me, who buy tickets to come and see me perform, who listen to me on the radio, who watch me on TV. I love you guys and I thank you for your support. Team Ckay, we're going places 2017 and beyond, and God is with us. I mean, for the critics, well, I don't know. I don't even have anything to say.
It's all good. It's all good. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, you've heard it all. Ckay in the house. Do well to subscribe and follow us across all our social media platforms. And we'll see you next time.